Everybody. These are my friends. A lot of them.
Friends.
There he is. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
And we're live. Hello. SPTV. Hello. Hi, everybody. Great to see you all. Thank you for being here. Yes, it's been a minute. It's been many minutes, many days, but I'm back. I want to just let you know that thank you, everybody. You're so sweet. Thank you for everyone that's here in the live chat. I will be doing a separate stream tomorrow. I'm committing to it tomorrow, more personal stream, and I will talk about some things. I've got some personal things to share with you all. And hey, Mark. Hey, Candy Bar. Hey, everybody. Hey, mods. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, I'm excited because I do feel rested. I feel like I have a new outlook, a more fresh outlook, and here I am. We're back. Yeah, it's very sunny, so I hope that doesn't bother you too much, the backlight. But I think it might be the time of year because the sun is kind of low in the sky, I guess, is what my very smart husband tells me. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. Hey, everyone. Thank you. Okay. Hi. So I wanted to come back and dive into this Shelly Miscavige thing because I've been thinking about it, well, God, for years now. And some of the questions that I've had uh, were answered yesterday because, it's like I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I did think, like, why Shelly? And I guess I understand because she is David Miscavige's wife, by, I guess, by law, not really by practice as far as I can see. But there are so many other people missing. And why wait 11 years to report her missing? So now I get it. Like, I never really thought of it as a standpoint of, hey, this would be a really great publicity stunt. And Aaron explained it growing up in Scientology, explained it last night about how it was just a great troll to do. And, I get it. No shade, but I get it. So I want to talk about what is going on with all the things ex-Scientology, and I wanted to start with this Shelly Miscavige thing. And I'm smiling because I just think it's funny I think it's awesome how Jenna just made a new TikTok account, and it's already got hundreds of thousands of followers, I think they call it. She's gotten millions of views. I just love it. I love to see that. So, and I hope she keeps it up there. Hey, little Mink. Yes, it's been a while. Oh, I hope you're okay. Okay, so I will do some greetings later and take your questions and comments. Just keep them coming. I got Giorgio back in the back office. I'm just happy to be back. I'm just thrilled to see you all. So, okay, here we are. I want to show you a little clip of one of Jenna's videos that she did about, I think, 4 months ago now. She did address the Shelly Miscavige question about 4 months ago on her YouTube channel, but on TikTok, it's just blowing up because there's a lot of young people. There's millions of people out there that like those little bites of video. So she's, did talk about it before, and she started this video. I'm going to kind of jump to play what I wanted to show you. But the way she started it was, she doesn't really talk about it because it doesn't really interest her that much. It didn't seem like that much of a big deal in, an isolated situation, because it really isn't. It isn't an isolated situation. There are hundreds of people, quote, missing, but not. They're there. They're there. They're just not in the public eye. So, and including some of, like, I don't know how to say his name, but Guillaume Leserve or whatever. He's missing, but he's not, because we know where he is, but he's just not in the public eye anymore. So, hey, Buttercup, good to see everybody. Hey, Joel, good to see you. Force of Delightful Nature. So glad you're all here. Okay. Let me play a little bit of that for you. There's Jenna from 4 months ago. And I did link all of the links below. And yeah, I can give you the timestamps too. I don't think I put them on there, but let's play this little clip here.
In the post, he describes the environment and the tension between Dave and Shelly.
Okay, she's talking about Tom DeVock, about one of his first blog posts that he posted a few months ago on his new Substack. And he was talking about the dynamic between Dave and Shelly, and how there was tension there, and which explained why she was demoted, and he, basically kicked her out of her position, not as his wife, but as his assistant. And that's basically why she's not seen anymore.
That could have eventually led to her demotion. But being demoted and not being seen publicly because your job changes is entirely different than being missing. Comedian Whitney Cummings made a really interesting point in a podcast that stuck with me. She compared Shelly to Serena Joy from The Handmaid's Tale, noting how strange it is that she's the one we ask about when there are so many others still stuck inside. And it's a fair point. Why only Shelly? I'm going to show you the clip.
And I was looking for Shelly Miscavige.
Where is she? Where is she?
Here's what I'll say.
Yeah, please.
I think the bitch is at like Neiman Marcus in Houston. Like, she is not, I don't think she's at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
She's, I don't know. Epstein Island still has the mosque. She's probably in there having a lovely time. I don't think she's like a good person just because she's a woman. I think she's the Serena Joy of Gilead.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
think she kind of has probably been the marionette doll operator. It's a very hot take of this whole thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you think? I mean,
why did she disappear again?
This whole thing of that she's this like victim that's been hidden. I mean, she was with the head of Scientology for 30 years? Right?
Apparently still.
Don't you think she was the mastermind behind it all? Not to say a man couldn't build an organization this complex without a woman's brain.
So obviously Whitney is kind of joking, but her sentiment rings true. There are so many other people in Scientology who have grown up there and lived there their whole lives that we don't know where they are either. So what exactly is missing? And if you're wondering what it means that Shelly is missing, she's not. She's at Scientology's base near Twin Peaks, California, operated by the Church of Spiritual Technology, often referred to as CST. It's a Scientology sub-organization that is an extremely remote, high-security compound dedicated to preserving the works of Scientology's founder, L. Ron Hubbard, and it houses underground vaults for archiving his writings. The CST base is not a public-facing Scientology facility. Only a small workforce is there, and it's believed that Shelly's been kept at this base under strict supervision.
Okay, I think you get the idea there. Yeah, so if anyone has watched The Handmaid's Tale, I'm afraid to watch it, guys, because I feel like it would be way too triggering for me. But if you can kind of give me an idea of who is it, Serena Joy or something, who she is, I would love to hear some comparisons about that, because it does sound interesting. But again, I'm afraid to watch it. I did get commissioned to make a doll, as my mods have seen it, about based on one of the characters that doesn't have an eye, like is missing one eye. And it was a little bit icky and scary to make it, but I did. And it looks like the picture that the person sent me. But it's a gift. So once the person receives it, I will show you the pictures of what I made. But Yeah, she's married to one of the commanders. Oh, okay. That's who Serena is. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Yeah. Yeah, so I'd love to hear what you think about this because I I think about my cult and my cult leader, Marlene. She wasn't married. Well, she had been, she was divorced, but her daughter is and was very much her accomplice. And I say that in I say that because even though she had her two other kind of right hand women, I kind of see them more of as victims, even though they were complicit as well. But her daughter actively enforced the really abusive and messed up doctrine. And one of the things, and I usually have that book to flash around, but the book I've showed you and done several reviews on, To Train Up a Child, her daughter, and I don't want to say her name, but Marlene's daughter was the champion of this. She enforced it. She shoved it down my throat. She was the one who like completely drank the Kool-Aid on that and was just so messed up because in a lot of ways she even looks a little bit like Michelle Duggar, but she reminds me of Michelle Duggar. That really sweet outer, oh, now it just makes me sick, but the really nice sweet voice and the flowy hair and just that a really sweet persona, but behind the scenes just, you know, as little Mink would say, a bitch. Yeah. So I've experienced it, and I don't feel sorry for her because I feel like she knew what the purpose was, and that was to groom and to cut down people and make them submissive and make them like soldiers, like to do Marlene's bidding. And that's basically what it was about, you know? So when I started to interview some of the, and we'll call them second gens, now I even hate to use that because people are like, oh, you only like the second gens and you don't like some, whatever. But anyways, I did a little what do you call a series called Ask an SP. And I'm going to show you a clip of the interview I did with Mike Brown about a year and a half ago. And he was the first one that I heard talk about Shelly and not a super positive way. And I'll set this up a little bit so you understand what okay. Got that ready? So the theme of our interview or our stream was about Scientology's interrogations, and also called sec checks. And I thought, who better to ask than someone who, an army man, right? And someone who lived it. He was in the cadet org as a small child while his mother was working for Dave Miscavige and his family. So Hey, Grandma, Janet, how you doing? Let me play some of this. So he was talking about how when he was young, he was at this point, he had been in Scientology for many years, but he was in his early 20s, probably around 21, and he was married. He got married young. A lot of them do. And there was this time where he felt like everything was going well. He hadn't gotten in trouble. He wasn't feeling like he'd done anything, but he was called in for a sec check. And his auditor, sec checker, whatever, was a really young teenager, a young girl. And she was wearing an earpiece, and whoever on the other end was feeding her questions to ask him. And so he's describing this in this segment here. Okay, Okay, so he's describing this.
They were just going after this over and over and over, asking these questions. And then when I'm like, I don't have any answer to it, keep asking. Like, I kept being asked this questions for about 6 hours straight. And finally, I came up with some sort of trauma that happened when I was a young child, where I had gotten like abused, and that's all I could come up with. And I was in tears and just a complete and total wreck. I had no idea why this was happening. I didn't know what I did wrong. It was just happening. It was like somebody had a wild hair in their ass about what to do about this. And I was just like, I don't know why. And after that, I was restricted to this property for about 2 weeks. I was moved down from this position where I was training to go into the Religious Technology Center to go work in Golden Era Productions. And I started making these e-meters. I was in charge of manufacturing. I was one of the guys on the manufacturing line, but they put me down to a lower worker position, but they didn't send me to the RPF. There wasn't anything to send me to the RPF for. And I had no idea for years why this happened. Later, Val Haney, she's one of the ones, she escaped in the back of the car. So Val and I are friends, and we were talking at one point. We were with, I think, Sterling and Roanne, and a bunch of us were there. We were having dinner, and I was talking to Val, and this thing came up, and she's like, do you want to know why that happened? And I was like, absolutely, I do. So the reason that security check happened is the girl that was security checking me, Laura Dolan, apparently it had come up in her security check that she had a crush on me. I was like in my early 20s, and she was a teenager, and I was married. I was married to another girl, and Laura and I weren't flirting. It was a mind thought of like, I have a thing for Mike, and it came up as like a bad thought in her security check. So her amends or penance was to security check me, find out why I was creating those flows that were making her want to like have a relationship with me. And that was directed by Shelly Miscavige. I know there's a big campaign out there to find Shelly, but I personally think the woman's an asshole. But that was my deal.
We all know where she is, so let's she's whatever. We know
let
where
a
she
dead
is.
dog lie, right? So
yeah, whatever. Yeah. When I saw that earlier this morning, I was like, oh my God, I forgot he called her an a-hole. But there you have it. He said that there is a push to, where's Shelly? Where's Shelly? And he's like, what? Where is everybody else? And just listening to that again just makes me kind of shudder, because think of the amount of indoctrination and grooming that, of course, Shelly herself actually went through, as a child. So I do understand it, but I don't excuse it. I don't think it's an excuse, and to glorify her as such a good person. I'm sure there's lots of good in her. She does seem like she did at some points try to temper the wrath that Dave Miscavige was, spewing out on people. She did try to de-escalate some things, but she also was a hard ass. And she also, and the thing is, she had power. She was second in command, or whatever you want to say. And who were the subjects of her abuse? Young children who had been born, in some cases born into it, in some cases raised into it by their parents, and victimizing these kids who cannot consent. And the thing that really burns my biscuits is there's this whole narrative, and I'm going to say it, controlling the narrative by the ex executives of where's Shelly? Where's Shelly? Where's Shelly? Where are the children? What happened to them? Talk about that. It seems like as soon as anyone starts to talk about what really happened to the children, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, shut up. Look over here, look over there. There's a butterfly, so I'm going to talk about it. And that's, one of the things I want to talk about with you guys tomorrow is passion for justice, passion in talking about things and not shutting up about it, because I think this is really important. And I'm really glad that Jenna is speaking out. She has so much courage, and I really respect that. I love it. So I want to play, I think it's like 2 minutes, her TikTok. I'm sure she won't mind her TikTok video. And then Aaron had done a reaction to it. I'm not sure if I'll get to it all because I really want to get to your comments and questions. But let me play that just for reference here. And she had done that video on YouTube 4 months ago, and that was about maybe, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. And this in 2 minutes sums it up. And she was not mincing words. I'm just really proud of her for that. Okay, let me pull that one up. Here it is.
My name is Jenna Miscavige, and my uncle is
It's very low, so I don't know if you want to turn it up or just put your ear to it. But hopefully there's subtitles. Okay, I'll just play it.
the leader of Scientology. I escaped when I was 22. My aunt, Shelly Miscavige, hasn't been seen by anyone outside of Scientology since 2005. Leah Remini last saw her that year and then reported her missing in 2016. Since then, Where is Shelly has exploded, bringing international attention to Scientology's abuses. Most people see my Aunt Shelly as a trapped, powerless victim. I see her differently, as the Ghislaine Maxwell to my Uncle Dave's Jeffrey Epstein. She was his right-hand man, so to speak, and she was there for it all. Protecting predators, covering up child abuse and deaths, separating children from parents, and helping to build the family-destroying human trafficking cult that it is today. It was my Aunt Shelly who forbade and prevented me from communicating with my parents as a child. It was she who kept me separated from them. And when I wanted to leave, it was Shelly who ordered someone to be posted outside of my door day and night to make sure that I couldn't escape. And she ordered hours of interrogations where I was physically restrained from leaving the room, all while she was living in luxury, flying in private planes, with private chefs, with designer clothing, vacationing in the Caribbean, while being waited on hand and foot by teenagers and hobnobbing with Tom Cruise and John Travolta. She's been reported missing, but hundreds of Scientology workers live at secret bases, isolated from the world. My Aunt Shelly works at a base near Lake Arrowhead. She's reportedly been seen visiting the chiropractor, going out to the movies, going out to eat Italian food. These are all privileges far beyond what I or other Scientology workers ever had. I really appreciate everyone who asks, where is Shelly? She might be isolated from the world, but so are so many others who weren't right there building a criminal organization and abusing children alongside my Uncle Dave. They won't have a celebrity asking after them because nobody even knows who they are. I believe stopping new people from joining is the best way to throttle Scientology's efforts. People like Aaron Smith-Levin, Streets LA, and Jessica Palmadessa are getting the word out about Scientology every day. Please follow and support them so we can keep shining a light on this and prevent more people from getting sucked into this dangerous cult.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was really good, very concise, and hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. And when I heard her compare her Aunt Shelly, and that's her aunt, so she had a familial tie to her, and she said has said in the past that in some ways Shelly was more there as far as a mother figure than her own mother, because her own mother was busy working for Scientology. And she's had some good memories, and she has some little notes and letters from Shelly that were nice. So Shelly's not always all bad, but it doesn't excuse her being complicit and her being right next to and by his side, by David Miscavige's side. And even now, she's working in that super secret base. But if she really wanted to, which I don't believe she does, if she really wanted to, she knows where all the skeletons are buried. All the bodies are buried. She knows what happened. And frankly, so do a lot of the ex-executives that worked by her side, like people that are on the board of the Aftermath Foundation. And yeah, I know I'm going to get all kinds of shit for saying that, but I don't care. I just ignore it. I don't want to even hear it because I know the truth. And just this whole publicity stunt, it can be used for good, but also it is what it is. It wasn't Leah Remini looking for her best friend. They weren't best friends. And it was, 11 years later. So yeah, it is what it is. Yes, I'm going to put this up. Right? Jenna's feared by many. She's a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with. 100%. I agree with that. I just wanted to play just the tiniest bit of Aaron's, because I thought it really packed a punch too. Aaron doing a reaction. So I'm doing a reaction to his reaction, but I don't think you can do it too much. So let's get this up. Sorry about that. I kind of lost my sharing capacity. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. I'm just going to play a little tiny bit of this. But if you haven't watched any of these, just go back. I got the links in the description.
And this is one of the benefits of the Where Shelly initiative. It does attract attention and funnel attention into what a weird, strange, controlling, abusive, authoritarian, family-destroying cult Scientology is, that the leader of this organization couldn't even save his marriage or treat his wife or use Scientology to fix whatever problem he had with his wife, whether his main problem was what she was doing on her post or how she was treating him, or whether he felt she was siding with people that David Miscavige didn't like. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Miscavige couldn't even use Scientology's tools or technology to fix the problems he had with Shelly. Instead, he removed her from her post, sent her to a different Scientology organization, sent her off to another secretive Scientology base to do busy work so that he didn't have to see her again. Like, that's why it's a great troll. But when you start digging into these things, you will find hundreds of executives in a similar situation. No one's asking where they are. No one's filing missing reports about them. No one's wondering, do they even know it's Christmas? Do they even see the sunlight? So Shelly Miscavige has been seen.
Oh, God. And then he goes on to say what Jenna said about her having been seen at the chiropractor and her favorite restaurants and out and about. And Aaron said, you know, at some point, the pictures and stories will probably come out. But right now, you know, they need to protect their sources, you know, because we all know how vicious Scientology can be. So, but it's so funny. I had to play that part because I love Aaron's little waif voice. It's like, oh, does she even see the light of day? You know? When he does that little Oliver Twist voice, I think it's so funny. But yeah, he's referring to Tony Ortega, you know, every year or whatever, saying like, "Does she even know it's Christmas?" It's like, all right, yeah, it's funny. It's disingenuous, but it's still funny. And hey, it works. It works because now people are saying, "Yeah, where's Shelly? Oh, really? She's compared to Ghislaine Maxwell." Yeah, I see it. I see it. There's, you know, there's certainly some differences, but at the same time, there are instances of labor a lot of instances of labor trafficking and sex trafficking and human trafficking across borders, across continents. It's happened many times, you know. And I was talking to George earlier, and he reminded me how Miriam Francis had been trafficked and brought from Australia to the US to the UK, back to Australia. You know, did she have a choice? No, she was a kid and she was a child, and children can't consent. So yeah. Yeah, so that's probably about what I wanted to say. I'll probably comment on some of your comments, but I got some starred questions and comments. So let's go through those. Great to see everybody. Hey, Constance, good to see you. Jenna's perceptive was excellent. I agree. I agree. Hey, Jojo. Kids watch TikTok. Older people watch YouTube. When I say older, like over 25. Yeah. Oh, folks, I do have a TikTok. The reason why I made one about a year or two ago was because my son Austin and his girlfriend had made a TikTok for little Punchy. Actually, I hear him outside. The little Pomeranian, and it's called Punchy the Pom. And I wanted to see the little videos, and I had to get a TikTok. Well, I didn't have to get a TikTok, but I wanted to have one so I could get the alerts. So yeah. Serena Joy is the wife of the head honcho. She's vicious. Ugh. Gross. They cut her finger off for reading a book. She still agreed. Oh my God. Yeah, again, I think that would be probably a little too triggering for me, but yeah, it's not too far from reality, unfortunately. Jojo, isn't there a famous Scientology person in Handmaid's Tale? Yes, Elizabeth Moss, I believe. Yeah, George he's nodding. Yeah, I believe she was, if not born into it, she was raised into it. And isn't that so hypocritical? I wonder if she sees it. I don't know. I wonder if people like ask her, like, aren't you a Scientologist? Like, and you're in this series that is about a terrible cult, it's insane. Sharona, I would stick to not watching it, Marilyn. It triggered me and my life's trauma is pretty mild if there was a scale. Yeah. I hear ya. Constance June, two things can be true. That's right. Two things can be true at the same time. One, Shelly was a Commodore messenger and victim of L. Ron Hubbard policy. Two, she was also David's assistant and co-conspirator. Agreed. Yeah. Hey, Stace Feria. Good to see you, honey. Knitting Cult Lady has talked about how women in power are important to keeping a cult going. It's an interesting topic. Yeah. I like the Knitting Cult Lady. I've thought about reaching out to her. We have a mutual friend, and I might have her on sometime. But she's no shade on her. I totally respect her. I think she's great. But she does get into politics a lot, and that's not really my thing. I try to keep it separate from my channel. But yeah, I'm sure we could find some common ground on that. So, yeah, I do have a lot of opinions. I just don't express them on here. But if you're my Facebook friend, all gloves, the gloves are off. So I apologize, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, yes, this is true. Constance, taping, watching, and having someone else feed questions to the auditor is all wrong. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think he knows or knew, meaning Mike Brown, who was feeding her the questions. It could have been Shelly. I mean, she set up the whole thing. So I don't know who was feeding the young teenager the questions, but he said it went on for 6 hours. 6 hours, the same questions, and asking him if he was a plant. And he's like, I was raised here. You know who I am. Like, how am I a plant? Plant from where? And they said, well, your father was had security clearance in Vietnam. And he's like, he got his leg blown off. Like, he's not a threat, So they just then he found out years later from Valerie Haney, who escaped in a trunk of a car, that it was Shelly Miscavige who orchestrated that whole thing. And it was to punish that girl and teach her a lesson for having a thought, the thought police, right? And they just drew it out of her. They probably sat her there for many hours trying to get, conjure up some kind of thing to make the needle flow or whatever. So it's insidious and it's gross and it's so sad because the power dynamic, I get mad when I think of it because it is a lot like somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell. It really is. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you, honey. Listening whilst lying in the sun. Well, la-di-da. I think I'm going to do some of that too. I think the pool is still a little bit warm, hopefully. But yeah, good to see you, honey. Sharona, I like Mike Brown so much. I hope he has something to speak upon soon. His thoughts and opinions are so appreciated. Absolutely. He's a great guy. Yeah. I saw he and Liz Gale, I think Apostate Alex, they were posing for a picture, and I think that they were on that Jubilee channel, which they did the taping. I don't know if you've seen that, where they have like these debates, and it's an interesting channel. It's on YouTube. I don't know where else it is, but they did a taping of a Jubilee episode. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Be interesting. Actually, there's a few others that I want to look up. So you got to put that on my list of things to watch next. Hey, Arkansas Flamingo. Scientology is the twistiest of the twisted cults. Someone had a crush on Mike, so he got sex checked. What? Yeah. And that's what happens. It's like, oh, what did you do to make her do that? Or what, it's just this pitting people against each other and just the mind fuck of it all. It's disgusting. And I totally get it because that's the kind of things that happened to me. I mean, I was blamed for Duncan calling off an engagement that Marlene wanted him to marry this other girl. Duncan and I weren't even a thing yet. I mean, maybe she pushed us together. I don't know by doing that. But I remember getting called in for an interrogation because Duncan called off his engagement and it was blamed on me and I was called a Jezebel. And I was like, what? I have nothing to do with that. But, they conjured things up and I got in trouble. And I didn't do anything that I know of, but just existing, I guess. Hey, oh, there you are. I was just mentioning you. Good to see you, honey. Whilst drinking coffee. I love the whilst. I got tea. It's funny. My channel's called Coffee Cults and Crafts, but I tend to drink tea because it doesn't make me like congest. I even hate that word. The word congest is gross. But yeah, because I don't put milk in this, but I do put milk in my coffee. So yeah, I tend to drink tea a lot. This is a good point, Jojo. I wonder if she was glad to get away from David Miscavige. I sure would be glad to get away. Yeah, she's just doing like Aaron said, busy work in this whatever secret place, but she does get out and she does get to go to her favorite restaurants, allegedly or reportedly, I should say. Yeah, so she probably is glad because she witnessed some really bad things, with him beating up on people and all that stuff. Arkansas Flamingo, good point, Marilyn. Where are the children, and when are the Claire's and Amy's? Where are the Claire's and Amy's apologies? They didn't get so high up in management by being doormats. Yeah. Itchy Thetans. Jessica Palmadessa found an Italian guy jumping the fence to escape in LA yesterday. Oh my God. Did he escape? I hope so. Yeah, let me know. I think I saw somebody else say something about it. All right. Oh, I'll get to it. George Massey. Jenna just broke through the gaslighting of the ex-execs. No one can deny her truth. Yeah. And you know what? Of course, we always say like that gaslighting can be overused and misused, but that is right on the money. Yeah, it is gaslighting because it's like, what? What are you talking about? Oh, where's Shelly? Like, again, controlling the narrative. And when the second gens, some of them are second gens as well, but people like Serge and Miriam and Jenna started to come out and tell their story, it kind of conflicted with the narrative that we had heard, hearing about some of these people that were revered by the ex-execs being not so good people. It was like, things that make you go, for sure. Force of Delightful Nature. Where is Shelly is catchy. If that brings people's attention to Scientology, that's great. But it can't stop there. Where's everyone else? What about abuses that people have experienced? Absolutely. And that's the whole crux of the matter, isn't it? Sharona, right. This is where Shelly should be a catapult at this point, not a trope. Exactly. Constance June. Jenna's video is probably the most concise while also being the most descriptive video on the Where is Shelly topic I've seen. Great for short form content. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Joel. The more we learn about the ex-execs, the more we find out how truly evil some of them really are. Just look at the fake Claire, Mike R, Amy Scobie. Yeah. That's just your opinion, and your opinion is valid. You are entitled to your own. Everyone is entitled. I can't even say it now. Everyone's entitled to their own onion, right? I think I still have that onion emoji. Sharona, using Shelly and Shannon, that's right, as a hook is great on TikTok. It catches the youngins' attention, and that can be used to put the important information out. Absolutely. Where's Shelly? It's just our battle cry, right? Yeah, it works. It's good. I don't mind. I don't mind it. I just think that again, it's like, yeah, there's other people missing, and she definitely had it better than a lot of them, for sure, and still does, I believe. Sharona, Scientology must be going out of their freaking minds right now about TikTok. Go, Jenna, go. Yes. I love it. I couldn't love it anymore. Jojo, I wonder if he had eyes for someone else before he moved Shelly out of the picture. Yeah, there's what's his assistant now? They call her Lou. According to a certain person who wrote a book called The Big Lie, I guess they were kind of a thing. So sure, but yep, that's what's been told. Stasia, hey there. Jenna's story is wholly unique. No one else has had the inside track that she had. Exactly. What she suffered directly from her aunt and uncle was deplorable. Deplorable. Absolutely. Agreed. Lurice. That's right. That's her name. Yup. Thank you, George. You have a good memory. Jojo, it's insane how the kids were treated as garbage, moved, used, abused, and then thrown out. Yeah, agreed. And I don't know why that's not talked about. Well, maybe I do, but I'd like to hear it. Why that's not talked about. Itchy Thetans. Elizabeth Moss has been asked if she sees the similarities, and she scoffed off the question. There's lots of similarities. Yeah. Sad. Sharona, it makes me so mad that the celebrities can't see how bad or refuse to see it, how bad the Sea Org is. Tom has too many employed for free not to know. Exactly. Yeah, he knows. He has to know. Jojo, Tom Cruise is the biggest a-hole of them all. Slave labor for multi-millionaires, and then reports people for addressing him as Tom. What a total doofus. Yeah. That's gross. Seja, so I wonder how many girls were punished for having a crush on Mike. He's a cutie. Yeah, that did cross my mind. I was just like, okay, well, yeah, I bet a lot of them got in trouble for that. And it's like having a thought. That's the thing, is like they get you to police yourself. I mean, it was the same thing in my call, because I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted God to love me and approve of me. I wanted Marlene to approve of me. So you would get things like squeezed out of you. And if they discern that there was like hidden rebellion or whatever, I had to come up with something, because I couldn't think of anything, and we didn't have past lives or tracks or whole tracks or whatever. But you're in this inner deepest thoughts that should be to yourself and God, if you believe in God, were drawn out of me. And then I made stuff up sometimes just to get them to leave me alone and let me out of the room. So it's not unique to Scientology, for sure. George Massey, that's the Brit influence. Yes, Dina Marlene. Just don't throw that tea in the Boston Harbor or there'll be big trouble. Don't give me any ideas. Force. Mike Brown's clip made it sound as if he was practicing some kind of voodoo mind control and made her have a feeling for him. Yeah, it's so messed up. Their feelings are not even their own. No responsibility. Right. Stace, with how much Yorkshire tea costs over there's no way she's throwing it in the harbor, right? Yes. Oh, thank you, Constance June. Clarice Stukenbrock is Lou's name. Okay, thank you. I don't think I ever heard her last name. Buckled up, Buttercup. Good to see you. It's interesting to me that Aaron came under heavy attack right after he started giving a platform to people who had grown up there and abused his kids. And that is, yeah, George is going like this. Absolutely. That's absolutely been crossed my mind many times. Is the summer that I think I would say probably the summer of 2023 was when a lot of the second gens came out and started telling their stories. And that's when Reese made a channel, and we had Laura, we had Serge, refresh my memory, and a bunch of others, and the Liz's and all of them really came out on YouTube. And yeah, their relationship really deteriorated after that. And that fateful Thanksgiving weekend was when everything kind of came to a head. But I don't doubt that that had something to do with it. Absolutely. Yeah, everything's Aaron's fault. Absolutely. Yep. Prior Joel, it's funny. I love how you say things. Prior to the big after flap dumpster fire, I was getting tired of the story of Mark's heroic escape. Looking at it now, it was part of the big BS game from that. Yeah, I mean, it is sensational. And he was audited by Tom Cruise, and he rode around on his back of his motorcycle, and he escaped on a motorcycle. So yeah, it is exciting. And I'll be honest, like, I enjoyed listening to his book. I think I listened to it twice. It is exciting, but yeah, it does get old, and it is a lot of smoke and mirrors, just to look at the whole Where Shelly thing and Tom Cruise and all that. Again, where are the children? Where are the elderly that are being stuffed in these terrible conditions? Oh, thank you, Itchy. Just emailed Marilyn Jessica's video. Awesome. Thank you. I will definitely check that out. Yep. Okay. I think I'm getting caught up. So good to see you all again. This has been, fun. We're talking about intense things, and that's something I want to talk to you guys about tomorrow. Why I've been MIA, and a lot of it has to do with the typical things: spending time with family. You get busy, you need a break. That all those things are true, but there's also some things that have been on my mind that I want to express and talk about, because that's what I do. I if I'm missing, it's usually because it's like I can't come out and just be I don't know. I need to be honest with you all, because I feel like that's just me. And if I'm quiet, it's usually because I'm kind of pondering things, or I do get busy. I have been very, very busy working on a lot of stuff. Hey, Tony, it's great to see you live. Thank you. I'll have to replay. Well, I'm glad you're here. Good to see you all. Oh, thank you, Itchy. Yeah, I missed you all too. And I'm back. I'm probably not going to be on every day, because I am still busy. I still have a lot of things going on, but I have been at night just watching tons of content, a lot of documentaries, and some of them have to do with cults, some of them don't. But yeah, I want to share all the things with you, because I have a lot on my mind, and I want to hear what's on your mind. Hey Liz, TikTok hasn't caught up with all the ex-Scientology scandals in the last year, but once they do, I'm honestly not sure how it'll pan out. Yeah, and you would know TikTok is new to me. I've been, like I said, I've watched the Punchy the Palm, and I've watched Liz Gale. I follow her and Punchy the Palm, and now I follow Jenna. I don't know if I follow anybody else, maybe. I looked at mine today or yesterday, and I have 300 something followers, but I don't have anything on there, like not even a picture. So I don't know, maybe I'll change that. I'll see. I don't know if I can if I have the bandwidth to learn another thing, but I might go for it. We'll see. So yes, good to see you. Plus the chat. Yeah, we have a great chat. Yeah, it's like kind of a meeting place. I love it. So, All right, everyone. So good to see you. I will wrap it up now, and I'll be back on tomorrow. My car's going to be in the shop, so I, have fun till I get my Toyota taken away. So I'm grounded for a couple days until they can fix my brakes. So I will be here, and I'll talk to you soon. And let me find the outro. I can't find it. I found It's Raining Cubs. Oh, there it is. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Xenu, Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.